Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's been a while, but it's time for another episode here at Balco Works, and we picked up a little bit of a project to start working on. It's not a Porsche like I was hoping it was going to be, but it'll hopefully keep me busy throughout the winter months as we go through and start I don't want to call it a restoration, but start kind of trying to rejuvenate, maybe a better word, for this nice little bike that's sitting behind me here. And by nice, it's kind of a piece of crap. But that's what makes this project kind of fun, is that I don't really have to worry about breaking anything. If I have to order parts for it, they're readily available because luckily this bike's been made for about 20 years roughly. There weren't too many changes throughout the model. And I'm guessing some of you have probably already picked up on what it is based on the body panels that I have over here. And for those of you that still don't know what it is a 1989 Kawasaki Ninja 250R, and it has a laundry list of items that need to be addressed on it. Luckily, it does kind of sort of start and run right now. It doesn't necessarily want to start under its own power without giving it a little bit of shot of carb spray to get it up and going. But once it's running, it actually holds an idle and runs fairly decent. A couple other issues on the punch list. It does also have a rear brake that hangs up, and from the condition of the plastics here, you can see there are areas all over the place that are broken and that are going to need some serious attention. A couple other things that are going to need some attention, unfortunately. Hopefully you can see it halfway decent here. This tank is absolutely shot. It is rusted through. Sorry to blow your ears out there. You can see it a little bit better on this side of the tank. That it must have been right where I'm guessing the water line was, where this thing must have had a pretty good chunk of fuel in it. Or I should say water in it, not so much fuel anymore as water. And it just basically sat there and chewed away at the fuel tank over the years. So the bike does run. Right now it has got a Subaru fuel tank on it. Unfortunately not a WRX fuel tank, but a Subaru small engine off like a pressure washer or a snowblower or something like that. The previous owner had that strapped on there just to be able to ride the bike, so it does actually move. Couple other things that we need to take care of is we've got at least one fork that's leaking for sure. You can see the wheels are completely trashed, covered in brake fluid, so I got to get those cleaned up. Probably new brake pads on the front. Cooling system seems to be in pretty good nick, but going backwards here, the previous owner also, unfortunately, cut the airbox out and threw pod filters on. You can kind of see them hidden back in there. But I'm going to replace that with the factory airbox. That might be part of our starting concern. I don't know if there's too much else over here on this side, aside from the nice fuel shutoffs that we have here. Got those puppies holding on there just to keep the garage from smelling like fuel any worse than it already does. Obviously, it's going to need an oil change, spark plugs, any of the normal items. The last owner did go through and rebuild the carburetors. It still doesn't start though without a shot of carburetor spray, so I'm hoping that we can get away with kind of fattening that up on a cold start with the new used airbox. That'll hopefully make it start a little bit easier with a little bit of carburetor tuning as well. And then we'll be having to move on to the all of the plastics, trying to either repair what I can and replace what I can via mostly eBay. There's tons and tons of parts out there for any of the 1988 to 2007, the bodies didn't really change too much, so almost all of those pieces are interchangeable. So luckily, we can get parts pretty easily and fairly reasonably. A lot of times the parts actually cost less than the shipping to go through and replace those. So this is going to be the new project, and I'm hoping to kind of get this thing up and running here over the winter and kind of use this as an excuse to create like a build series out of these videos. So if you like that sort of thing, and you really like seeing projects kind of come together over time, hit that subscribe button. Doesn't mean I'm going to stop looking for, hopefully a Porsche 911 is kind of what I'm looking for, just trying to find the right deal out there. And maybe over winter here, someone will want to offload, want to get one out of the garage. But for now, we've got this project to tinker on here in the meantime. A lot of people ask me, why the heck would you buy a Ninja 250 when you've got this beauty sitting here to ride with about 160 some horsepower on tap at all times, compared to a paltry 35 horsepower over here. But again, it was more just to find something to do over winter, not really trying to flip it to try to make any money on it. I'm hoping if I can keep this build under like the $800 or $900 mark, that if I want to sell it in the spring, once it's kind of all done up and cleaned up a little bit, that I'll be able to do okay on it and maybe get my money back out of it, but not trying to get rich off of it or anything like that. So that is kind of what's coming up here, coming on the pipeline. I'll probably have some more iRacing stuff coming up here too, and then there's a few more Cars and Coffee events this year here yet, but that'll be kind of coming to a close as we go into winter. Being in Wisconsin, people don't like taking their cool cars out there in the snow, and more so getting them exposed to all the salt that we put down on our roads. So that's what's coming. I hope you guys all enjoy this kind of content, because that's going to have quite a bit of it coming up here as I go through and do each individual section of the repairs on this bike. And you'll be able to kind of see it go from a pile of parts like it is right now to something that I would sure hope that I could ride, and maybe not trust going 100 some miles an hour on, but at least be able to go and kind of putt around the back roads and have some fun with it. So that's what's coming up here in the next episodes, guys. Thank you a lot. Like I said, if you like what you see, smash that subscribe button, throw this video a like, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.